When you think of the first time that we met, what do you remember feeling?
Not gonna like her.
Oh, that was wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry. How have you seen me change since we first met, and what did it teach you about me?
Oh.
I do that right now.
Yeah, that's a... I have seen you go through about every stage of life that you can go through. But I think that you taught me perseverance, young lady, and that you just don't give up on anything, really. I mean, if you sit and you look at your life and you look at your story and you look at, wow, where you've come, where we've come, what we've had to go through to get where you are, it's an amazing story and an amazing journey. And you taught me like perseverance and watching you grow into like, I remember you coming into my classroom, it was maybe your 11th grade year, and we were doing the parenting, you know, carry the baby thing around. And you're like, yeah, I just don't know, like I'm afraid that I'm going to be the mom that I had, and I don't want to be her. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to carry that on, and I'm really afraid of this. I know it was just like a bag of sugar or whatever, or you were carrying around a flower or whatever, but you were afraid, you know, like to harm this flower or whatever. And so we had talks about that you are not who they are. You're Audrey. Audrey's different. Audrey can make her own choices, and you just have to work really, really hard to not be that. And to see you parent complete opposite of what you thought that you were going to be. Complete opposite. You are so amazing with those kids, and those generational curses have stopped right in the tracks with you. Your kids are like, they're just amazing because, and their lives are going to be amazing because you decided to not carry on those things.
My goal in life is that they're going to have everything I never had, plus some.
Yeah, and you're doing amazing with that. Yeah. What role do I play in your life?
If I didn't have my mom, you'd be my mom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know I've come to you for about anything, issues, things that have scared me, things that I didn't know could happen, just anything from a little girl growing into a teenage to a woman to you pointing out things and me not saying, and then me kind of just chuckling like, yeah, I'm doing that. And you're like, well, you need to be careful and don't get wrapped up in whatever you do. I look back at those moments and I think to myself, well, she made me think about it and that's why I'm still here. Or she was trying to point me off that direction when I wanted to be on that direction, but she had a reasoning for doing what she did.
Yeah, you hear my voice in your head a lot, don't you? Good or bad? Okay.
What was your first impression of me that you never told me?
My first impression was, why are they putting her in my class? What did I do wrong?
Wow.
But that quickly changed.
Yeah, I could tell which teachers didn't want me around.
Yeah.
Or if I'd, no, I'm waiting for her to tick off or go off, I guess.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen in my classroom, did it?
No.
Nope. When do you feel the closest to me?
When do I feel the closest? I mean, whenever I see you, I always have that closeness with you, and I know I could go to you and ask you anything. and know that I'm either going to get the flat out truth, even if I don't like it, the way it comes off.
Yeah, those 3 a.m. texts of, what do I do right now?
Yes.
And then I answer, yeah. I always feel the closest to you when you were in school, when high school in particular, and you were going through your struggles in high school, and you always ran from the other 2 teachers, the 2 men, and you always ran into my room. I was like, no, I'm just going and sitting in the room. I'm just done with this whole day. And I would be like, oh, she chose me. She wants to come sit with me.
You're talking about a classroom already full of teenage boys and 2 grown adult men that act like children 95% of the time. No offense on this. He's not a child. More
He's amazing. Yeah.
But when you only have 3 other females and you're one of the 3 and then 4 because you being a teacher, by the end of the day, you're just kind of done.
Yeah. We've had a lot of talks, a lot of sitting.
A lot of sitting. Okay. What is a pain in me you wish you could heal or could have healed at the moment in time? I don't know. You've seen me go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Family, heartbreak, school.
Yeah. I think the one thing I wish that I could, if I had the ability to fix for you, would to be to go back and fill the void of not feeling wanted when you felt so unwanted all the time and like nobody's gonna love me. And I wanted to feel, that breaks my heart when you come into my class and no, so you got love. That's the first thing I did, was give you love, because that was something that if I could go back and fix that wound for you, I would patch that wound. And you've grown, and you've grown into this amazing young lady, but that wound can still be harmful and hurtful, and it can still be there. It's kind of like you put a Band-Aid over it, but sometimes the Band-Aid gets ripped off. And I'm always going to be here to let you know that that you're loved, that I love you. I'm always going to be here for you. And if I could fill that void or sew up that wound, I would do that in a minute over everything else, because you got everything else nailed down.
To be honest, I'd rather have that wound left open.
Really?
It's just a reminder of how I just got to keep pushing. There's a lot of things have been healed, but there's certain things I won't heal for a reason.
True. You're so smart.
It's used to my advantage.
Yeah, some days that's where your perseverance comes from.
Yes.
Yeah. You're the only one, I would think, in my classroom when I would say no, you were like, yes.
Change that no into a yes, real fast.
So, yeah. If you could give me anything in the world, what would it be and why?
I would give you the ability to step inside my shoes and feel and deal with everything I've dealt with from born to right here, right now. I can't, but if I could, that's what I would do. So you can see from someone else's eyes how you have took part in their life and helped them heal as much as they have.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to put yourself in someone else's position and try to feel where they're coming from. But if you haven't dealt with what you've dealt with, then it's really hard to know exactly. I mean, we can guess, but we don't know. So I think that would create more kindness in the world too, if we could just put ourselves in someone's shoes for a minute and feel what they're feeling at that moment, and try to understand. And all too often we don't. That would be an amazing gift. Although I might get tired because I'd be jumping in everybody's shoes. But that's how you learn to heal someone, is getting on the inside. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
If this were to be our last conversation, what's something you'd never want me to forget?
Okay. That's a toughie. I don't ever want you to forget your value in life, your value as a woman, your value as a strong, independent woman. Don't lose sight of who you are. Don't lose sight of Audrey. Audrey's not just a mom. Audrey's not just a wife. Audrey is a person, and she has an amazing heart and gifts to give the world, and don't lose sight of that. Oftentimes, as women, we lose sight of, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a teacher, but you're also a person, and you have needs and wants and desires and dreams and hopes, and I want you to realize that and take time for you, and to know that you really are like a gift, an amazing gift to life, because you could have just laid down on life and you didn't. You stood up and you fight every day. So, keep that fighting spirit and keep believing in yourself and your worth, and keep that in the back of your head. You hear my voice a lot, I'm sure, but let's keep that in there. I'm worth that. I'm a person. I'm not just a label.
Hey, do you need help having a difficult conversation with a loved one? Get the answers you need with the And Healing Edition. Find it at theskindeep.com/shop.